Nice night for baseball here in Atlanta. Marlins Braves game one of the series. Trade deadline was yesterday, and right after that finished up, Wiley Ballard sat down with GM Alex Anthopoulos.
Well, we are thrilled to be joined by Braves President of Baseball Operations, General Manager Alex Anthopoulos. And Alex, I know one of the big events of the year is the trade deadline. I know those last hours leading up to it can be chaos. How do you feel you guys accomplished your goals?
Yeah, I think anytime you add, you feel good. It's just an opportunity to get better, right? And find out what it's 29 other clubs are completely engaged. Everyone's looking to do things, and you know, it's you're looking to do whatever you can to make the organization better. But of course, you're managing short and long term. You're going to have to give to get, and you're normally, when you're contending like we are, you're going to give up pieces that are long term for short term, and you're trying to find the sweet spot where you're keeping the ones you feel like will continue to be core players, like the Baldwins and the Harrises, and not to say you're moving other guys but you're moving other players that may not have the same fit and same impact.
Now, when it comes to some of the players you've added, let's start with Lane Thomas. How do you envision his role, and what did you like about him bringing him in the organization?
Yeah, I mean, we faced a lot of left-handed openers. Teams are obviously, with some of the left-handed bats we have, teams are throwing a lot of left-handers at us. So Eli White did a nice job in that role. Lane's a little more accomplished, a little bit more established as an everyday player. Look, he was an everyday player in Kansas City, playing center field, played with the Nationals, the Guardians, experience in the playoffs as well. And look, the big thing too is, on paper, someone can look like a great fit, but will they accept the role? You know, when you want to win in the postseason and get to where you want to get to, everyone has to sacrifice in some capacity, roles and so on. So Lane's going from an everyday player to a part-time player with us, and he knows that. And the work we did on his character, his makeup, you know, it's something that winning was a priority to him and important to him, and we knew that he would fit. So not only is he a good player facing left-handers, he's got really good numbers, he's always done well. Should someone get injured, he could be an everyday player. He can play all three outfield spots. So you're also trying to ensure for depth, because you know in August and September and even October, guys are going to get hurt and they're going to miss time. So if you can have someone who is capable and certainly worthy of being an everyday player that can, you know, maybe be in a part-time role, that just means your roster's stronger.
Now, Tyler Mahle has gone into the sixth inning in each of his last 4 starts. I know Walt's talked about wanting to get length from starters. How big of a factor was that trait when you guys wanted to acquire him?
Yeah, and I know, look, he got off to a slow start. He's had a really good year for the Rangers last year. We actually talked to him when he was a free agent a few years ago when he signed with the Rangers. He had some good years with the Reds as well. Like you said, strike thrower, can go deep in a game. Since he's come back from the IL with a hamstring, he's throwing the ball a lot better. His velocity is up from the start of the year. His numbers against right-handers, we think there's room for improvement there. We think he's going to get better, and we think he's throwing the ball much better since the end of June. And sometimes on the surface, you look at some of these performances, and you think, well, that's who they're going to be going forward. But at this time of year, you're looking for upside. Slivers, indicators, guys that are doing well, guys that might turn the corner. We're going to ultimately find out over the next 2 months. But he's someone that we're excited to add.
And you've seen players like that in the past you brought in. Going back to Kevin Gossman, had a tremendous couple months for you guys after acquiring him. You go to Eddie Rosario, obviously Jock Peterson, Jorge Soler, even as recently as Tyler Kinley and Pierce Johnson. And speaking of the bullpen, what did you like about Brent Suter? Did you see some upside there? Yeah,
so he's, look, it's unbelievable. We're sitting here, we're through the first 4 months of the season. He's already thrown 63 innings out of the bullpen. He's done some openers and so on, but can take the ball every day. You look at his game logs, can pitch 1 inning, the next day he'll pitch 2, throws a ton of strikes, which is invaluable in that type of role, available daily. Tremendous in the clubhouse as well, which is part of it. Now, we like his ability first and foremost, but one of the best clubhouse guys you'll ever find. You guys know that that's certainly a priority for us, having a good mix, a good group. I can't tell you the number of texts I got after we acquired him. Guys like Travis d'Arnaud, other GMs, other people that have been around him, Walt, sent me some texts that he got as well. This guy is beloved across the game. And I think those things, they're hard to quantify, but bringing a team together, bringing a room together, and also filling a role that's not that easy. To come in and throw bulk innings, to cover, to throw strikes, to go about it. It's not a flashy 100-mile-an-hour closer, but it's a really valuable piece to a winning team.
Well, Alex, congrats on getting through another trade deadline. Now the fun part starts, the stretch we're on, and we look forward to watching every game.
Excited to do it. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, so 3 new pieces in that Braves clubhouse, and one of them, Brent Suter, we're going to hear from when we get back.
long day.
They are rolling into Truist Park as we get you set for game one between the Marlins and the Bravos. So one of the new Braves, Brent Suter, he is down in the clubhouse. Let's hear from him right now.
I mean, you talk about excited to be on a great team. What an organization. I actually lived in Lilburn, Georgia for years growing up, and I was a huge Braves fan in the 90s when they had, Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz. So this is a dream come true for me. I was a big Braves fan growing up, and just always been a fan of how the organization goes about it. Oh yeah. I went to Old Turner Field, went to a World Series game in '95 when they, not the clinching one, but when that year they won it. I went to one of those games. I actually was going to go to Parkview High School where Matt Olson went. I played college ball with his brother, funny enough, his older brother. So just a bunch of really cool connections with Matt and some other guys in this room. Played with Ken Lee, Dubon, Dominic Smith, a bunch of other guys in this room before, and it's just an honor to play with them again and play with these new guys. I mean, I loved the Atlanta Braves. I can tell you, I was a big-time fan. When I moved to Cincy and I ended up adopting the Reds, I'll be honest, sorry, full confession, ended up adopting the Reds. But in the 90s, you kidding me? This team was unbelievable. It was the middle there, 14 division run, and it was a special place to be a baseball fan, and with Hall of Famers all left and right, and can't wait to hopefully meet some of those guys. I know Chipper hangs around a little bit and some other guys, but I loved the Atlanta Braves, loved them, and I still do.
You have no choice now, Brent. Let's take you inside the numbers. Brought to you by Hyundai, 11th big league season, over 660 innings. So you're getting a lot of experience here in Brent Suter, adding that lefty to an already good Atlanta Braves bullpen. Bravos in the fish. The Marlins in town for 3 lineups and first pitch coming at you next on Braves Vision.
Lucky Coins on Braves Vision, powered by Southern Company.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price. Xfinity, imagine that. By Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Comcast Business, all in connection and protection your small business can rely on. No one does business like Comcast Business. 78 degrees. It is gorgeous tonight as the Braves start this series against the Miami Marlins here at Truist Park. Let's get you the lineup for the Marlins, who right now 58-55, 3 games over. And Stowers will lead it off. Conine and then Lopez, the top 3 for manager Clayton McCullough. And Grant Holmes, 21st start of the season here for the right-hander.
Yeah, getting the start tonight, Brandon. They were going to kind of switch it up. Supposed to be Sale, pushing him back a little bit so Grant gets the ball. And only 69 pitches last time out and 4 2/3. So hopefully get us a little deeper into the game, even though we did have that day off yesterday to get the pen well rested. 17 in a row to start the second half.
And the Braves enter here on a 5-game win streak, and that leads us to Jeff's Ford Keys.
Yeah, so that's give me 5, at least 5. That way you got a well-rested pen ready to go. And, to the 3 new guys, welcome. To Murphy and Kim, welcome back. And, you heard Walt, you heard us talk in the open. This is the team. This is what you have. And so far, it's been a great team all year. Doesn't have to go away. So I think these guys will be motivated.
Let's look at the defense presented by Racetrack. Yastrzemski, Harris, and Acuna. And there was some speculation, what would the Braves do with Jim Jarvis? He is still up with a big club, and he is starting at short with Ozzie up the middle, Riley and Olson at the corners, and Drake Baldwin behind the dish. So the Braves have won 5 in a row. The Marlins have won 6 of 7 on the heels of a 12-game losing streak. So it has been a roller coaster ride for Miami. They got the off day yesterday as well here in Atlanta, so both teams come in rested on this Tuesday evening.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous night, isn't it?
It's perfect. Heavy rain earlier.
True for August 4th.
I know. Heavy rain earlier, and that kind of cleared some of the humidity out. All that rain moved east, and chance of a scattered shower, they say, later. But right now, it's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be fine.
Meteorologist Jeff Francoeur on the call. Good start here for Holmes. 0-2 as he deals to Stowers. Stowers, a lot of power, a lot of strikeouts in his game, and it's going to be the latter to start this one off.
Hey, you like that? Great changeup here. See the grip started off middle, and you can see that ball really had some drop to it.
And for Holmes, so many of his strikeouts come on the slider, 61 of 85, but the changeup that time. And then he deals a two-seamer here to Griffin Conine.
Miami's coming out hacking.
They are. And respectable as a team offensively, 8th in batting average, 7th in on-base percentage. And then when they get on, they like to steal a lot of bases, just like the Nationals.
It's funny because both, I know the Braves swept the Nats, but both the Nats and Marlins, they've hung tough a long time this year, haven't they?
They're not too far behind the Phillies in the East. And both in the mix. If you look at the standings, there's the numbers for the Marlins as a team. But if you look at the wild card standings, Marlins and Nats, they're hanging in there. But with all the other teams there and without doing much at the deadline, it's going to be tough.
Exactly what some other teams added.
Yeah, they're 2 games back right now. But the Braves with that sweep of the Diamond or the Nationals pushing them off the list, at least for the moment. I think he went.
Yeah.
He did. Back-to-back strikeouts for Holmes to start it.
Well, we talk about so many times, right? His pitches or that slider. This time the 2 strikeouts on a changeup and a curveball. I like it, changing it up a little bit. Mess with the fish.
You know, they're tough to reel in sometimes, Pop. Otto Lopez at the plate. Take that call. That was a little low. You got Tyler Jones, one of the youngest umpires in baseball back there. He's 31, made his debut as an umpire last year. Chance to strike out the side.
Man.
And he's facing a tough customer here in Lopez, who leads all of baseball with 140 hits this season. Not an easy out. And there's hit number 1 at 41 for Lopez this year. An 0-2 slider.
Yeah, he's got such a short, compact swing. You can see right here, this one hung a little bit. You wanted this ball more buried. Then just spun.
Jarvis climbed the ladder, but not tall enough.
Got to work on the ups.
Cleanup hitter Owen Casey. Boy, Tyler Jones is handing out that low strike call early.
It's a good sign for Grant. Keep that ball down.
Owen Casey, just his 2nd game back from missing a month with a right calf strain. He debuted last year with the Cubs and coming over to the Marlins now in his 2nd big league season. One-two, and you like Grant's chances here because Owen Casey has the highest strikeout rate in Major League Baseball.
You can see Grant kind of mixing it up on these hitters. You're seeing quite a few curveballs tonight early from him.
Where will he go? 1-2. He goes to that curveball again, and he strikes him out.
Well, what a great job. Got a changeup, then a curveball on Conine. Comes back here. Look at that. Great tilt. Strikes out the side in inning 1.
Well, Holmes 15 pitches, strikes out the side there in the top of the first. And now the Braves will have Drake Baldwin lead things off in the bottom half. Acuna and Olson. So the guys that came back not in the lineup, and Lane Thomas not in the lineup tonight with a righty on the mound. And that righty is 27-year-old Ryan Gusto.
And see, 8 starts in 13 games. You see that opponent's average, though, 270. Good to hear, put a couple early.
He's coming off his worst outing of the season against Philadelphia, giving up 6 runs, 9 hits over 5 innings.
I wonder with all righties this series, if you do see Walt one of these games try to put Lane Thomas in there, just get him into the lineup.
And also wondering how Walt's going to work in Sean Murphy. Obviously, you're going to see him at some point this series, coming back from that finger injury. There's Murph. Only 4 games this year for Murph. Remember, he came back and then immediately had that finger injury on the catcher's interference.
You figure he'll get one of these 3.
And they say he's full go. Long rehab assignment. But tonight Baldwin gets the start behind the dish, and he's got a full count here, 3-2. Speaking of the catcher spot, no more Joey Bart, traded to the Chicago White Sox. So it is Baldwin and Murphy. And Jorge Mateo designated for assignment, making room for the return of Ha-Seong Kim. 3-2 bounce to Sanoa. Oh, he bobbled it. He recovers in time to get Baldwin.
Well, almost a mistake right there. Almost too much time. He had to hurry that throw. Barely got him.
Racetrack defense for the Marlins. Hernandez, Marcy, and Casey. You know, Sanoa at second. Lopez at short. Joe Mack, they called him up this year, as a big catching prospect for them. And he's the battery for Gusto. Eighth game for Ronald since returning from the hamstring injury. 4 for 26 so far since the return. 2 of those, though, home runs.
You know, if you remember, we saw when Drake came back, it took him a while to get going, and same kind of thing. You can rehab all you want down there in the minor leagues, but it's not the same as it is up here.
Routine for Lopez. Good shortstop. 2 down. Matt Olson has been swinging a really good bat. Homers in each of the last 3 games of that series against the Nationals. Now 31 on the season. Also for Matt, 895th consecutive game played here tonight, so he is now tied with Stan Musial, 8th place all time.
Pretty impressive.
Incredibly impressive. And the more that he does this, Frenchie, the more I appreciate what Cal Ripken Jr.
did. Right.
It's a staggering number at the top of that list.
Third.
Yeah. And just to clock in each and every day.
Speaking of third, there's Larry.
In the house tonight. And Olsen just keeps on hitting. A 2-out single. So right now the bottom of the first similar to the top of the first.
Now the guy you just showed, Chipper Jones, you know he appreciates that, doesn't he? Just waits on it, shoots it the other way. It's a nice piece of hitting.
It just feels like Matt Olson is in such a good groove at the moment.
Yeah.
Brings up Harris. And Michael left field, tailing toward the corner and into the seats. Oh, Hernandez, come on.
He had the ball boy right there. Just trying to
just scooping it over to him.
Help him out.
Those 20 homers tying his career highs set last season. And we're only at game 113. Another one that way. And this one foul. Not a whole lot of real estate to fit that in foul ground, but he did. 1-2.
Yeah, you can always tell too from here. You look at the hitter, Michael kind of stopped running, kept the bat in his hand.
You can tell the sun is affecting the fans
they
there.
couldn't see anything.
They're lucky that didn't go up their way.
They're fighting for their lives down there. They need another 5 minutes, and then they're going to be just fine.
Tipped into the mid on the cutter, so each team with a single but no runs in the first.
Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Second inning, time for our Kia Field Report. Down to Wiley Ballard.
Well, Brandon, as you guys documented, the Braves made 3 additions, a couple of pitchers, and also outfielder Lane Thomas at the trade deadline. And Alex Anthopoulos was clear about it, so was Walt Weiss. He's going to be the platoon side of that outfield spot and left with Mike Yastrzemski. And when you look at his numbers over the last few seasons, he has crushed left-handed pitching, shows a lot of power from that side. And one of the keys, too, I asked Lane about embracing a lesser role after being a full-time player in Kansas City. He said anything it takes to win, this is where I want to be and have a chance to go deep in the playoffs.
Well, Wiley, I'll tell you this right now. I had a front row seat for Game 5 2 years ago, and he took Tarek Skubal for a grand slam to send the Guardians to the ALCS, and he does. He has a dangerous bat against lefties, and the other thing I love, he can play all 3 outfield spots and play them really well. So it gives you some versatility.
Ozzie cannot get to this. Hernandez with a single. Speaking of that grand slam, our crew came prepared. Here it is off of Skubal.
That was a 1-1 ball game. Fifth or sixth inning, and look at that smile, dude.
He knew it.
Oh, yeah.
A moment they will never forget in Cleveland.
Later that night, I was riding amusement park rides in Cedar Point.
That's how that day finished.
It was fall break for the kids. So they came up there to Cleveland.
So you called a postseason game.
It was supposed to be a night game.
Right.
Rain was coming in for that night. It never came in.
I remember.
I always say Ohio State was playing at 7 o'clock that night. I'm serious.
And then you and the family went to an amusement park.
Well, they stayed there.
That's a day.
I got the car pick me up at the place at like 9 a.m. that morning. Called the game at 1, and then it was Halloween Fright Fest there. We're doing coasters till like midnight.
Only Frenchie can call a playoff game and having a day at the amusement park with his kids. Lane Thomas, from Knoxville, grew up a big Braves fan. So Olsen, and they are going to get 2. Well, Hernandez froze, and then down the line, Marcy never really ran. That was probably the easiest 3-6-3 double play you'll see.
Well, and great job by Matt, right? And if he goes and touches the bag, well, then you get a pickle. But still, that was as you said, as easy as you've seen.
So 2 outs just like that. Now Jimenez. The other thing I was going to say about the Lane Thomas roles, I was also talking to Walt about Dubon, because Dubon not in the lineup today, but obviously he's having a great season. And Walt said, oh yeah, I've got to find spots to continue to get Dubon in this lineup regularly. He's just been too valuable.
No, I think you'll see him, one of those things where 5 days a week he's playing, maybe a short one game, outfield, third base, some we've seen for Riley here and there. So he's going to get his ABs. And look, because of the lead that we have built, you know, you can build in some rest time for some of these guys as you come here. Like I said, this is, to me, the toughest month in baseball is August.
They always say the dog days of August, right?
Good news for this team, we don't have to go out west anymore.
Yep. So you felt the dog days of August. That wasn't just
well,
a thing.
You just, like for the Braves, you feel like, okay, we're going to be a postseason team. We want that September to come. We want that, but you got to get through August first. And then if you're on a crappy team, August stinks.
It can get really long.
Oh my gosh. You're like, what city do we have to go to?
Is there a casino?
Yeah.
Yeah, Braves don't go out of the central time zone the rest of the season. Third baseman Leo Jimenez here. A 24-year-old native of Panama. Just his 36th start this season. He's mostly been a bench player. He bounces it to Riley, and that will do it in the top of the second.
Lance Bottom's got.
Braves have won 5 straight. Ozzie has hits in all of those games, 6 for his last 17. And facing Ryan Gusto. And drilling this to right. Into the chop house, 1-0 Atlanta.
Well, he just dropped a Gusto on him, did he?
He did. It was a no-doubter.
Yeah. Just shy of 400 feet, over 100 off the bat. Give the fans something to smile about in the chop house. And 6-game hitting streak. Check all the boxes early.
And 19th homer of the season.
You know, one reason I pull for Ozzie, besides the fact he's a free swinger like I was, but he defies a lot of the analytical people. You know, his stats aren't sexy, or his, you know, walk percentage, everything, but his bat to ball, man, he's got the ability to put things in play. You know how hard it is to find a second baseman that hit 20, 25. I mean, right now he could end up getting 30. He's got 2 months left.
Yeah, to me, Frenchie, it's the way that he gets to those balls out of the zone that you're just not supposed to get to.
Well, and even to think last week, you know, I mean, last year, you know, we were having the conversation, do you pick up his option? What does that look like? I mean, that's not necessarily a pitcher looking for a first pitch all the time, but Ozzie got the foot down right in his wheelhouse.
He is 1 homer shy of his 5th 20th home run season of his career. Again, not something you say about most second basemen. And he's just so darn likable, right?
Yeah.
He's just.
No, he plays the game hard.
And he plays it with joy.
Yeah.
Yastrzemski. 2-2. Oh, who got it?
Yeah, but a little fan with the glove had a chance, man.
He wanted it. Oh, Mom's going to console him.
I think he's blaming his dad. You were in the way.
He just said, are you kidding me? The son did. He thought he had it. Foot race. And the flip in time.
Here it is.
Let's see it.
Telling you.
Oh. Maybe he'll get another one up there tonight.
His buddy's going to tell him, dude, you got to get that glove turned quicker, man.
Dad's like, just, I'll sip on the beer.
Smart man.
Dom Smith in the air towards Hernandez. Out number 2. So Riley digs in with 2 outs. Augusto, as we mentioned, has faced the Braves before. Faced him actually here in his Marlins debut last year at Truist Park in August. Game 1 of a doubleheader, went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. But it's only his second season in Major League Baseball. First full season here with the Marlins after coming over at the deadline last year.
I think McCullough's done a really good job, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, you look at the roster and the volatility. There's a strikeout. Ozzie did not strike out, though. Solo shot to the chop house to give Atlanta a 1-0 lead. That thing was scorched. He went down and got it. He knows how to do that.
Beautiful Tuesday night at Truist Park. Grant Holmes has thrown a couple of scoreless innings, and guys, we've seen him showcase his curveball so far tonight. I had a conversation with Grant before his last start about one of the things he's been working on, and it's getting that front leg a little less stiff. He's had trouble getting on top of it, especially with his breaking ball, and at times he feels like it's been popping out of the hand, which, as you know, Frenchie, can really help the hitter if he sees it pop out like that.
Agreed, Wiley.
Good call. Good combo. Dynamite drop in. I think that Fritchie was talking to Gretchen during that report.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're going to do it again.
Okay, ready? Hold on. Re-rack the tape and go, Wiley.
It's a beautiful Tuesday night at Truist Park. Grant Holmes is throwing 2 1/3 scoreless. And one of the things he's been working on recently, guys, is getting that front leg a little less stiff. He felt like he was getting on top of it and having trouble getting that curveball out of his hand, because when it pops out of there, that can really telegraph it to a hitter.
Agreed, Wiley.
That's wonderful. Wiley, I heard every word you said, and I think that's a great report.
Do we have the laugh track of the studio audience ready to go?
I know this. You keep getting 7 outs in 29 pitches. I'm down for that, Wiley. How about that?
Agreed, Frenchie.
Agreed.
He was supporting your talk about the curveball and its effectiveness.
No, I was. Me and Gretchen were locked in on something, and I literally came when he mentioned my name.
I could tell. Oh.
But I do like it. You don't have to rely on that slider as much, right? When we saw Spencer Strider, of course, was 100 when he first came up, but when he started mixing that changeup in more, just even early in the counts, it doesn't have to be for a strike. It's more just to get the hitter knowing there's another pitch, something else coming, and it gives them one more thing to think about.
Again, there are the numbers on the slider, but he has spread it around a little more here tonight.
Well, we want to talk about getting deeper into games for Grant, right? And I think that's how. When that second, third time come through, that hitter hadn't seen 4 or 5 sliders, where now they feel comfortable on it. You have something else to go to.
Michael Harris hardly had to move. And Holmes has been through the order here one time. Just a pair of singles, 3 strikeouts, and 2 down here in the third. And when he has not gotten deep into games, it's been a lack of efficiency. But so far, 34 pitches first time through the order. You'll take that. He struck out Stowers to start the ball game. Falls behind here 2-0. Stowers toward the gap. Harris will take it off the bounce. So a 2-out single here in the third.
And they pretty much got to come center cut here, and actually got it in on him a little bit. But still was able to drop it there to right center.
Matthew Kaminsky playing the theme to Family Guy for Griffin Conine here.
What a great show.
Great show. Jarvis, good play. Got all the time in the world. Throws across. 2-out single. No runs for the Marlins in the top of the third. Well, the Braves, as most of you know, have dominated the Marlins, especially going back to 2015. It's the strong arm, brought to you by Sean Foy and Associates.
This is a serious strong arm right here.
Head-to-head
Look at the
series.
run differential.
That's crazy.
Plus 235.
I mean, the Braves have won the head-to-head series with him going all the way back to past 11 seasons and on pace to do it again this year.
Boys are getting their sleep in South Beach is what it shows me.
Jim Jarvis leading things off here in the bottom of the third. Yeah, the Braves this year have won 5 of the first 7 against the Marlins. And the season this year ends down in Miami. So if by chance the Braves have clinched, then might have to make that a 3-man booth.
It's not a bad idea. See Gino.
Our friend Gino. 1-2. Couple of bounces to Lopez. 1 down. And Baldwin coming up, leading us to our Yellowwood Bringing the Lumber feature. So the career versus the Marlins, and Drake Baldwin is at the top of the list. But when you win all those games against an opponent, you're probably going to have some good offensive numbers, and these guys do.
If you remember, Acuna was clipping them so much they hit him about once a game for a good 2-year span.
And Drake last year, that Rookie of the Year season, like every time that the Braves faced the Marlins, Baldwin was doing something, driving in runs, hitting homers. Well, you're seeing it, but Gusto will throw you a little bit of everything. 7-pitch mix. Leads with that 4-seamer, but only throws it about 26% of the time. And there is the 4-seamer at 97 to strike out Drake Baldwin.
You'll see Drake get beat too much up there. Got kind of a funky swing on that one. You know, the thing that's nice when you look at the Braves lineup too is really on the next home run for Ozzie will be his 20th. Gives you 4 of your top 5 hitters with 20+ homers. And of course, Ronald batting second. If he was here the whole year, right, we believe that would be over 20. And I always think about that when you go to the playoffs. How many times is a big home run that changes the game in the playoffs? So having that ability, especially up in the lineup like that, to hit some home runs that can turn those games, I think is going to be huge for this team too come October.
This one is hit well, but back a couple of steps. Hernandez has it. 1-2-3 in the third for Atlanta. All right, so through August 9th, double play flash sale. What does that mean? Well, Braves fans can now get 2 months of Braves.TV plus 2 free tickets to any remaining home game at Truist Park for just $19.99. So it's only going through the 9th, so you got about 5 days here. Take advantage. Braves.TV. First pitch of the fourth. Ozzie bobbles, recovers, but reaching is Lopez. Ozzie also working out that right wrist. I think the ball popped up and got him a bit.
Yeah, funny. You know, both second basemen, this has happened. The ball jumped up on him and hit him kind of on the top part of that, or bottom part of the wrist, top of the glove.
So E4, and now not advancing. Lopez was starting to go, but then Drake got to it pretty quickly. But Frenchie, last inning you were talking about Clayton McCullough, the second-year skipper for the Marlins, and I agree with you. For them to be 58 and 55 right now, all in all, I think they've overachieved a bit this year.
And I think early in the season, I think, maybe I'm wrong, it was this year, last year, but they went out to L.A. and took 2 or 3 or swept them. They've been tough.
Well, they went on an absolute tear in June. They won 20 games. It was their best month in franchise history. Then all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, they hit that 12-game losing streak.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help, right? But the hard thing down there, right, as we talk about the deadline, they never act. So even though you got some good young players, it's just like, do you ever take that next step? And they're in a division with the Braves, the Phillies. I know the Mets didn't work out this year, but teams that are going to spend.
Holmes again going to something other than the slider for a strikeout. It's the changeup to get Casey.
That's what he got Stowers on to start the game. Same kind of thing here. Just started it. Middle, and you can see ends up down in the corner. Bottom part of the zone.
So a pair of strikeouts for Casey. Hernandez at the plate now.
It's interesting with the Phillies, right? Bryce Harper going back to the outfield.
I did not see that coming.
Did not either.
At his age, I'm not saying he can't do it, but it was a big surprise.
Well, I guess, you know, he called out Dombrowski, and I guess Dombrowski said, I'll bring you someone and move your butt to the outfield, right?
Yeah, the Phillies adding Luis Ariz. So things getting shuffled around there defensively.
You know what I see? Stott's going to go to third. Alec Bohm's going to go to first.
And put Ariz at second. And you're right regarding the Marlins. It was kind of a standard deadline for them. They got rid of Liam Hicks. He went to Tampa Bay. One of their pitchers, Braxton Garrett, goes to the Cubs, and they sent a reliever, Bacher, to the Pirates. Kind of getting some more prospects in that system. Long run for 3 gentlemen, and it's going to be the left fielder Yastrzemski.
Yeah, good job by all 3 right there, and ball was up enough that Yaz was able to get under it. Yeah, see, there you go. And I think Braxton Garrett, if I saw the Cubs, sent him down to AAA right away. Did you see that?
I did not see that. Well, they had a pretty active day yesterday.
I was going to say they ended up getting what? Gosman, and they got one more starter. Who'd they get?
Was it Clay Holmes? Where'd Clay
Yeah,
Holmes?
Clay Holmes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, the Mets turned into a straight fire sale.
Yes, everybody was gone. Except they wanted to protect that young core, which they did. But outside of that, anybody on a potential expiring deal that was older, they were up for grabs. Marcy puts it high in the air, deep to right center. On the track, Harris has it, stepping in front of Acuna. Just a scary out. Still 1-0 Bravos. Bottom 4-1-0 Atlanta. Ozzie always with a solo homer back in the second. Joe, the Trends feature, Braves since the All-Star break. 17-12, best in the National League, and the most homers. Talked about the long ball. Frenchie Braves certainly have that in their bag.
Well, when they got off to that hot start, right, best record in baseball through what, mid-May or so, it was that the long ball. And so this Phillies got within what, 2 games at the All-Star break, and the Braves really came out and played inspired right off the bat and kind of just kicked everybody back.
It's a 7.5 game lead right now over Philadelphia for Atlanta.
And again, we talk about it, right? Philly's got a 10-game road trip coming up out west. So you're in a good spot.
They are up 4-0 right now over the Nats.
Yeah, the Nats are taking a little beating right now.
And their new acquisition, Luis Ariz, already has a couple of hits. And he's driven in 3 of the 4 as Ariz.
It's a good way to get the crowd to like you.
Yeah, welcome to Philly. And we were talking about Bryce Harper's first game in the outfield since 2022. A challenge coming, first of the game.
Pitch is called a ball. The catch is challenging. Pitch is a strike. Miami has 2 remaining.
So 2-2 now to Matt Olson, who singled in the first.
Yeah, because it was, you know, you come off, you win 2 out of 3 versus Texas, right? And honestly, Texas got hot right after that. Again, you look at that with the home runs, 30. Then San Diego comes into town, you take 3 out of 4, and then they got hot right after that, too.
And, you know, a lot of people don't think of the Nats necessarily as a great ball club, and I get that their pitching struggles, but that offense has been the best, at least on paper. And the Braves really held them down, just 11 runs over the 4 games here. So that was a really solid 4-game sweep for the Bravos. On the carpet to Lopez. Matty's 1 for 2. Lane Thomas, first time in that Braves uniform, and Sean Murphy, first time back in that uniform in a while. This one toward the gap. It will plug the gap. Harris is going to hustle into second. He scorched that baseball. 1-out double. 107 off the bat.
That ball was hit. You love from up where we are in the booth, when you see that angle right there, you know it's double all the way. You see catcher set up outside, and he pulled that ball, and then it ran right back over the middle, and Michael perfectly on time. Hits it right off the Norfolk Southern side.
And doing the new double celebration. And now here's Ozzie, who had the solo homer in the second. That's the difference in the game right now. So that celebration you saw Michael Harris doing, we told this story a week ago, but we didn't have the video that goes with it. Justin Garneau, the catching coach for the Braves, his son Nixon is a little leaguer, and Michael Harris, Drake Baldwin, some others were watching highlights of Nixon in a game, and Nixon got a double, and he started to do this funny celebration. We're going to show it to you now, and the guys liked it so much that they've started to use it. But watch Nixon Garneau here when he gets on second base. So this is the inspiration. A 1 and a 2. Michael saw it. He's like, oh, I'm using that. And then Drake said, I am too. You know, you never know.
Hey, he split the gap beautifully.
From little league to big leagues.
Yeah.
Hat tip to Dustin and for Rob Smith sending us that video. There's Dustin. So Nixon, you started to trend, my friend.
Yeah. Keep dropping doubles in the gap.
Absolutely. Just like Harris did. 3-2 here to Ozzie. That homer that Ozzie hit off Gusto, already the second that he's hit off of him in 7 at bats. So he sees this guy well. Oh, this is a big league pop up here. In foul ground, Stowers had to wait a long time.
He was trying to go for his 3rd and 8 at bats there. You could tell he seen him. That's Ozzie took a big swing there.
Did he get underneath it just a little bit?
Just a tad.
touch.
Good launch angle. Ooh.
Would have been good if you're using that 60-degree wedge. 2 down. Here's Yastrzemski. See a little sweat for Gusto, even though the temperature is pleasant. Touch of humidity out there tonight. His 58th pitch here of the evening. Off the end of the bat. This right-hander Gusto, he's born in California, but he's actually raised closer to Braves country in Charlotte. Pitched at a couple of junior colleges in Florida and then became an 11th round pick by the Astros in 2019. Tommy John surgery mixed in there, and then he debuted with the Astros last year. His 1-2 pitch is fouled away. But the thing that's really interesting about Gusto, and you don't hear these stories that much anymore, he's kind of like the Michael Jordan of basketball. He was cut multiple times by his high school team. He didn't pitch on the varsity team. He only pitched a few innings of JV ball, but he played travel ball, and people said, hey, we feel like you're going to grow and you're going to have a big arm. Keep working it. And I would say it's a good thing he listened to
yeah.
him. But coming out of high school, he was just 6'4" and $150, so he was a twig and just did not grow into his body until he got to junior college. He had Yastrzemski out in front of the curveball.
Braves Vision powered by Southern Company. The Braves 1-0 lead, powered by second baseman Ozzie Albies. But let's talk about his double play partner, Jim Jarvis, getting the start at short tonight. And there was a discussion before the game about how that position will play out. And Jeff, you talked about it earlier. Mauricio Dubon obviously had some time there. They're going to try and sprinkle him in across the diamond. And Ha-Seong Kim probably makes some sense to give him some opportunities, specifically against left-handed pitching. That was one of the reasons Alex Anthopoulos and the Braves wanted to keep Jim Jarvis on the roster, was that lefty bat.
This one out to the warning track and right off the bat of Jimenez.
Yeah, and I think sometimes too you got to look at the intangibles, what he brings, and look, you bring a rookie up, you're going to have growing pains offensively and defensively, but again, the thing for me, man, is I just like the energy he brings out there. He seems to fit in really well with the guys, and since he's been here, they've been playing really good baseball. So again, you're going to find ways to get Dubon in there. You'll find it, and with Kim, look, I'm sure he knows the expectations coming in. He has not played well here as an Atlanta Brave, and he will get some opportunities, but it's one of those that, at this point in the season, at this point of his contract, we both agree, right? Like, you got to produce, or those at-bats are going to somebody else.
Yes, and Walt is not going to play him for the sake of playing him, right? He's going to put the team out there that he gives him the best chance to win. But occasionally, to give everybody a rest, to give Kim an opportunity to try to prove if he can get it turned around at least a little bit here toward the end of the year.
Yeah, and him going back down to AAA, getting some at-bats, getting the timing. I don't know. Maybe he comes out and it clicks, right? And if it does, okay, it's what you expected. But I think the whole idea of, hey, we're going to give him 2 weeks to run with it, I don't think that's going to happen.
No. Yeah, I agree with you.
And the other piece, too, guys, since Jim Jarvis came back for his second stint back on July 2nd, no team in baseball has turned more double plays than the Braves. And I know that's not just Jim, but he's done a nice job of creating those opportunities.
Yeah, him and Ozzie seem to work well together.
He had the 2 games, the one in Baltimore with the 2 balls in the air that he had the air on. Another strikeout for Holmes, by the way, and it's that curveball. But then Jarvis had the game where he had last week 2 errors on the ground, but outside of that, he's been solid.
Curveball's been the great equalizer for him tonight. That's probably why he's sitting here at 4 2/3, right? And only 57 pitches. He's kept that slider for when he's kind of needed it.
Now this is about as sharp as we have seen Grant Holmes this year. This one gets down. Yes, trying to stop it from getting to the wall. He cannot. Sanoa runs well. They'll stop at second with a 2-out double. That's the first extra base hit here for the Marlins.
Usually, especially versus a bottom order type bat, you can see Grant Holmes wanting Drake Baldwin set up away, and that ball crept right back over the middle.
So production from the 9th spot in the order. Stowers to the plate. He's 1 for 2. So again with Stowers, you'll get quite a few homers. He's got 16 home runs in essentially half of a season. But you get a lot of swing and miss as well. Started the year on the injured list with a right hamstring strain. And then once he returned, he was a little slow to get the swing going, but he has been swinging a good bat over the last couple of weeks. Line to right. Acuna charges, and he's got it.
We got a guy there.
There's a guy there, and we're halfway home. 1-0 Atlanta.
Alumni Weekend is back at Truist Park August 14th and 15th, presented by your local Ford dealer. Fans can look forward to alumni autograph sessions, on-field presentation, the Legends Parade, and more fun throughout the weekend. Check it all out and the details on the list of alumni throughout the weekend at braves.com/alumni weekend.
Got an alum up here. You saw 2 right there, the Jones boys. By the way, haven't had you on air since you were up in Cooperstown for Andrew's induction. How was that?
It was awesome. And those two right there, of course, Mike Plant in the front, but Brad Jones behind him. They did an incredible job. Him and Jim Allen. It was a great weekend. Now, there's a boo. He's in the picture in the bottom right.
Yeah.
There's Derek Schiller up there.
So pretty much the whole Cooperstown crew.
All those guys are up there.
And I heard the weather was gorgeous.
It was, oh my gosh, it was 80 degrees. It was perfect.
Backing into the outfield grass, Sanoa bobbles but recovers.
Me and Katie got to spend a lot of time with Snit and Ronnie on the weekend, which was a blast. I think you can say Snit's doing well in retirement.
Every time he's here at a game, he's smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, he's good.
He's got that full tan going now.
We had a blast. We went to the museum, got to see everything.
I would imagine for Andrew, though, I'm sure it was a lot of fun, but it probably was a whirlwind for him. There's a single for Riley.
It was, and Gretch and Sean and Birdie, Kevin Allison, they did an incredible job up there getting all the footage. I tried to get on a few times with them, but
for Braves Vision.
Yeah, but just didn't work out timing wise.
Yeah, I figured that's why.
I don't know if it was the espresso martini or just life.
I thought it was a dry weekend up there. We talked about that.
We thought so too, and it turned out not to be.
It wasn't. That's surprising to me. Okay. So yeah, I'm shocked they didn't let you on camera. That's what tonight's for, Joe. Welcome back.
But they did a great job. Braves rolled it out. And I said I thought the coolest thing for the Braves organization as a whole was Craig Biggio, of course, Hall of Famer with the Astros. As Jarvis hits a little lazy fly ball to center, he came up to me and said, I'll say this. The Braves know how to do Cooperstown. And he's like, I get they've had a lot in the last 10 years, but he's like, the contingent, the parties they put on for their players. I mean, that guy felt loved right there. His teammates, everybody up there. It was really cool. That's what Katie was like, this is baseball heaven.
Yeah, and Gretch and the gang organizing Andrew with the other Hall of Famers up there sitting around talking, having the wine.
I might or might not have barged in on that. Made Gretchen a little mad, I think.
That does not surprise me, Fritchie.
I didn't know what room they were in.
They intentionally didn't tell you what room.
Well, I found it.
But you found it.
I went and got some of the Camus is what I was there for.
Yeah. You're like the Wedding Crasher guys. What character would you have been? You'd be Owen Wilson at Wedding Crashers. No, you'd be. What's Will Ferrell's character? Why can't Chaz? You're Chaz.
Chaz Reinhold.
Just eating the meatloaf there with Mom.
Yeah, but it was a special weekend.
Yeah, we're all so thrilled for Andrew. It's such a special moment.
He did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
He was nervous.
Really
That's
did.
not his forte, man, but he leaned into it.
It's caught cleanly by Mack to end the 5th inning, cruising right along. Comcast Business defend the mound. So in the midst of this 5-game win streak, Braves starters have been really good, and Holmes has continued that here tonight.
Yeah, that's how you do that. Especially with our pen down there, your starters can get you into it. Perez the other night was outstanding.
On short notice, Elder had a great start against the Nats. But this tonight from Holmes, Frenchie, this is really encouraging because of the efficiency. As you said earlier, struggling to get deep in ball games, but 62 pitches as he starts the 6th here tonight.
And you want to be a bullpen's best friend. Give them 7 tonight and give some of those guys some rest. Much needed off day yesterday.
Yeah, but you wouldn't mind a little extra rest tonight. He hasn't gone over 5 innings pitched since June 3rd, but he can do that with 1 more out. Facing Griffin Conine, of course, his dad, Jeff Conine, Marlins Hall of Famer, known as Mr. Marlin. He was the original Mr. Marlin, Griffin's dad, and son Griffin is going to walk here. That's the first walk for Holmes tonight. Here's a message from Zaxby's.
Think chicken bacon ranch is all the same? This is Zaxby's. Think again. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
66 pitches for number 66, and there is 6-7, a challenge.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher's challenging.
I think this one might have missed in.
Pitch is a ball. Atlanta has 1 remaining.
I see what Drake was thinking, because he was kind of set up, so it kind of backdoored on him a little bit, but I think he thought it had nipped the zone, but it didn't.
Looks like they're going to get Otto Lopez regardless.
Well, that's a big out right there, because Lopez has been, as you said, leading the NL in hits. Good chance he goes over 200 hits this year if he stays healthy. To get that and not give them 2 guys on and no outs.
And now Casey coming to the plate, who Holmes has struck out twice tonight. Olsen on to second for 1. Holmes covers, double play. And just like that, the leadoff walk is erased. Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by Truist. Truist Park, and 1-0. As we start the bottom of the 6th, only run of the game. Ozzie Albies solo homer back in the 2nd. But Holmes has been fantastic, and even with a leadoff walk, still only threw 10 pitches in the top of the 6th.
Be nice to tack on a couple here on it and just give him a little breathing room. Maybe Walt will let him go a little bit more.
Acuna, Olsen, and Harris in the bottom of the 6th. What's also interesting about how efficient Holmes has been is that he has not had a 1-2-3 inning. A couple of double plays, and he's held the Marlins to 0 for 9 with runners on tonight. So when traffic has come to Grant Holmes, he has quickly taken care of it. Little blooper, charging it right, and Casey makes the catch. A quick message here from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
Baseball's current Iron Man, Matt Olson, 1 for 2 tonight with a single. Down the line. It is fair. Olson heads for second. He is going to cruise in there. with his 28th double of the season, his jersey number.
He's lucky he got this ball back right here. That ball hangs a little bit more. That's probably in the chop house, but good job by Matt staying back on that curveball.
And just tied Yordan Alvarez. Between these three guys, it's been kind of pinballing back and forth as to who has the most, but Alvarez and Olson both with 59 extra base hits now to lead baseball. Harris on the first pitch is going to bounce out to Sanoa. Well, Ozzie with a homer in the second. Let's see if he can drive in Olson here in the sixth. The homer by Ozzie in the second inning are Zaxby's Who's Got the Sauce.
Yeah, first pitch he saw right here, a little hanger low, right where he likes it. Ozzie drops that bat head and gave the chop house a souvenir.
He's handing out souvenirs here down the left field line. Did you see that gentleman in the chop house try to jump and get that?
He did.
He didn't.
Yeah, he missed too.
Missed it. And then someone else got that souvenir. Yeah, give it to the kids. There you go. School starts back this week.
It does. Cobb County went Monday, I think.
Hard to believe.
My crew starts tomorrow morning.
Be a challenge here.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher's challenging.
T-Mobile bringing you this challenge.
Oh. Pitch is a strike. Miami has 2 remaining.
Just saw Max say, "Oh my gosh," to Ozzie. So Gusto trying to get out of this and keep it a 1-0 game. So you got to get ready for the regular routine tomorrow, Frenchie.
Yeah. Yeah, got a first day of kindergarten for the little guy, so got to get up, put him on the bus.
Good luck to that teacher.
See ya.
So King is warming. It's the 81st pitch of the night for Gusto.
Yeah, his teacher, Miss Griffin, she's taught all of my other 3. Now she gets Camden.
And
so, God bless her.
And I love him, but she is going to get the toughest here the last go around.
We're thinking second week we get a phone call.
He's got a lot of Jeff in him. That's outside. Ozzie put it in the air, but it's going to hang up for Casey, and Olson is stranded at third. Calling all dogs, August 10th, University of Georgia night at Truist Park. Night's going to be packed full of fun, including the Michael Harris Braves football jersey giveaway. It's a perfect jersey to rep in Athens this fall. Braves.com/promos to purchase your tickets today. Riley can't stop this. Hernandez with a leadoff single. Show him the jersey, Frenchie.
That's what We need it like a Clemson orange. That would be even better.
Flip it around. What do we got on the back? Oh, it's nice.
There's 2-3. Run a little go route.
Yeah. Tomahawks on the side.
It's nice. Stuff that in the bag. Take it home.
Well, Grant Holmes gets through 6 innings. Gives up the single here in the 7th, and in a 1-0 game, Walt Weiss, even though he's at 72 pitches, is going to turn it over to Dylan Dodd.
Calling all hunters, anglers.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Rooms to Go. Buy the piece, save a little. Buy the room, save a lot. By your local Ford dealer. And by Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. Well, Grant Holmes had not made it past 5 innings since June 3rd. He goes 6 tonight. Very efficient. 5 hits, 4 of those singles. And he exits now as Dodd will come on for Atlanta.
Like I said, I think if you're up 3-4-0, he probably gets a leash to go a little bit longer. But with the 1-0 lead, tight game, 7th like this, probably the right move here.
Yeah, now that your bullpen's rested, and your bullpen has been so good, try to have them get the final 9 outs. Get the lefty-lefty matchup here with Jacob Marcy. You see the numbers, 196. They keep waiting for him to click offensively. He had a strong rookie season last year. He hits this well, but he also hits it right towards Michael Harris. They say they believe in Marcy, but he has the lowest batting average among qualified hitters, and it just went down a point there.
That's what usually happens, right? When you're struggling, you finally square one up. Tough lefty-lefty matchup right at somebody.
Stay tuned for the stretch with Nick and Pete, brought to you by Resurgence Orthopedics. Jarvis, there's 1, there's 2, 3rd double play for the Braves defense tonight. It's still 1-0 Atlanta as we go to the stretch.
Welcome to the stretch, presented by Resurgence Orthopedics. From the field to everyday life, movement matters. Resurgence Orthopedics is here to help you stay strong, stay active, and stay in motion.
Welcome to the Stretch, presented by Resurgence Orthopedics. Nick Green and Peter Moylan here with you. Peter, we've talked a lot about the starting pitching for this Braves club. Can they go deep into ball games? They really struggled getting past 5 innings of work. Grant Holmes in that mix as well tonight. A completely different story. He was fantastic.
And this has been the case for the rotation. Honestly, this whole homestand, they've gone deep into games at will. Grant Holmes tonight, probably, like Frenchie just said, had there been a few more runs on the board, he might have got a chance to pitch really deep into this game, but he came out of the gate, cut a change-up to get the first out, was a completely different guy as far as his repertoire goes from that first and second inning, mixed in a few more four-seamers and a few more sliders later in the game, but it was really the change-up and the curveball that were his weapons tonight, and this mix for him worked really well against a really good lineup in the Marlins. This tells me that Grant Holmes can get his way through a big league lineup, and the efficiency that he did it with tonight means that he's going to get a chance in 5 days to repeat, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, this has to feel really good for Grant Holmes. 6 innings of shutout baseball for him. The Braves currently lead 1-0 as we get you back out to Brandon and Jeff. After a quick word from our friends at Resurgence Orthopedics.
Before the injury, I was incredibly active. Mainly had been running in preparation for the half marathon. I felt really comfortable and confident in my treatment plan from Resurgence because the treatment plan was designed specifically for me. I was able to run the half marathon. That was really special.
Only 50 games left in the 2026 season, including tonight for the Atlanta Braves. And you go back to the offseason, the way some of these moves were made in the roster, Mike Yastrzemski, for instance, being a bat they could use against right-handed pitching. It feels like with the health that the Braves are gathering now, offensively, Ronald Acuna Jr. returning last week, you got guys back into the roles that were envisioned when this team began spring training back in February, whether they're talking about Mauricio Dubon being a utility player, Mike Yastrzemski having a chance to get some big at-bats. And look at that, Mauricio Dubon getting plugged in right now. But the message, guys, is we're starting to see this offense and this roster operate the way it was designed back in February. And look, that's not to say it hadn't been effective the first 4 months, but it is exciting to feel like you're having a full boat of guys.
Yeah, and now, you know, one of the ways that Lane Thomas, in addition to being platoon, is going to be used is you have another right-handed bat off the bench that you feel confident in, and he is in the on-deck circle. So you get to use Dubon here for Yastrzemski. Now Thomas on deck. He's going to hit for Smith.
Yeah, the good opportunity to get him in a ball game, right? When a guy comes over, no matter how many times you do it, there's nerves walking into a new locker room.
Dubon gets underneath it. So Hernandez squeezes it, and here will be the first at bat as a Brave for Lane Thomas. The 30-year-old from Knoxville, Tennessee, who grew up a big Braves fan, idolizing Chipper Jones. Now he digs into that batter's box wearing that Braves uniform, and the first pitch he chops to short. High throw, and he reaches. So the first error of the game for the Marlins coming from the shortstop Lopez.
You know, good hustle, right? Just a ground ball, but running hard out of the box and just a little offline here. And if you're not running hard right here, right, you get right back on the bag, Stowers. But since Thomas can fly a little bit.
So 1 on, 1 out in a tight game that could end up being important. King, the lefty, after Gusto went 6 and really pitched well. He only gave up the homer to Ozzie, but his offense was unable to get anything done for him. And now King, for the 45th time this year, enters with solid numbers and that 2.45 ERA. Riley deep out to left center. It's at the track, it's at the wall, it's in the seats.
Yeah, tarps off up there. That had to feel good for Austin. Got that single last time, right? And this time, You like the matchup he had there. That opens things up a little bit for that pin.
I thought that was going to go. That went even further than I thought it was going to go.
He crushed it. You could tell when he hit it. 433 feet, almost 107 off the bat.
So once again tonight, the Braves powered by the long ball. The Ozzie solo shot in this 2-run blast from Riley.
Lane Thomas says, I appreciate I can just jog around the bases.
Yeah, so that error immediately ends up hurting the Marlins even more. Jarvis goes down and slaps this to shallow right center. A quick message from Audi.
The Audi Q3, made for a life of yes.
Thing too about that Riley homer is that King, this lefty, is a ground ball specialist.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys lift balls and drive balls against King, but Riley absolutely demolished that thing.
Remember, talked about earlier in the broadcast about the ability to hit the long ball, and that's just the thing that right there the Marlins are scrapping, clawing 1-0, right, and all of a sudden that 3-0 lead to them right now is what they know is coming in the bullpen. And who's coming in for the 8th and 9th? Dylan Lee and Iglesias. It's like, man,
good luck
demoralizing.
Yeah. 52 is getting ready. And a good decision by Walt Weiss. Look, maybe Grant Holmes would have gotten out of the 7th, no problem, but Dodd came in and got 3 outs on 6 pitches. Now it looks like a solid decision and a great day for Grant Holmes as well. Another one in the air, but this is routine for Marcy. But no one could catch Riley's homer unless they paid a ticket to get here. This was deep out to left center to give Atlanta a 3-0 lead.
Power.
Well, the Braves, we mentioned, are celebrating Alumni Weekend August 14th and 15th. And to lead it off Friday the 14th, first 15,000 fans, Andres Galarraga Big Cat bobblehead. Celebrating the Braves legend, Braves.com/promos to get your tickets. And Jeff has chopped the left arm off of the Big Cat.
Remember, Big Cat's arms were so big.
Yeah.
Taking it out, it just fell off. I don't know if it was me or if it was Val.
Wow, you're going to put this on our great stage manager, Val Burrell?
But his arm fell off, but it's a great... Look.
Oh, wait. So the glove came loose from the arm, too?
Yeah.
It's because of how Jeff ripped it out of the box.
Dude, Big Cat's got some guns.
He did.
And just too big. Here you go.
That is really cool, though.
See, you can see it, but here's the arm and the glove.
It's like Chubbs and Happy Gilmore. His hands and the fingers. Hey, Dylan Lee's going to pitch now. 3-0 here in the 8th.
Chubbs.
You know that gator?
Oh, good.
Got your hand? I got his eye.
Took him 6 feet under. Whew. Oh, yeah.
Did he go?
Oh.
Clint Vondrack down there, not in the mood. For Dylan Lee, last time out, got his 300th career strikeout. Now he's going to start the march towards 400 right there at the knees.
Ball never lies. Thought he went on the one before, or just punch him out looking.
So one down here in the 8th. Dubon staying in the game out in left field after he hit for Yastrzemski. I'm going to take that home and glue it because I want this bobblehead.
I'm thinking better than that. We put it back in the box
and just see if it fixes itself.
No, and we could do like another giveaway that the fan that gets it without the arm gets like 2 tickets
prize
to a
or
game
something.
and comes to the booth.
You know what? That's a good idea. I'm in for that. Someone in marketing might be yelling at us right now.
Well, yeah, and then you wonder what if people just start ripping arms off, calling, saying.
Well, we can mark it somehow.
A little X on the bottom or something.
You can draw a big cat at the bottom.
Put Brandon's number on there and you can text him.
That's a bad idea.
Guys, this has been done. You put a golden ticket in there, and Jeff gives you a tour of the ballpark.
It's like Willy Wonka?
Yeah, if you're the last one standing, you get Truist Park.
No, that's for you. That's Wiley Wonka. That's when we do.
That's actually a good point.
Okay.
I think I'd be a good Wonka. I know they went with Chalamet this last time around, but
Chalamet can't hold a candle to you, Ballard.
No.
Come on.
He probably wouldn't have the guts.
He can't dance like Ballard.
No, that's for sure.
Is that a good thing or bad thing?
Well, I don't know. According to Ludacris.
We might be on to something.
Ludacris. It was Jermaine
Dupri's. Wow, I'll show myself out. Sanoa is fighting up there. 7th pitch of the AB. And he's fighting no more. A changeup gets him 2 down here at the top of the 8th.
Just took a little bit off. Got him.
So Dodd comes in the 7th. And he gets a line out to the 6-4-3 double play. That ends quickly. Now Dodd here in the 8th. He strikes out Mack. He strikes out Sanoa. And he faces Stowers here.
You know, look behind, right there behind home plate to the right. My buddy just texted me, and there's a Gorilla Glue thing.
That's perfect.
An ad right there. See it on the right?
Well, now it's all coming together.
Yeah. Glue the big cat back together.
That's right. But right now we got to get that back in the box and put some type of a golden. Maybe we put the glue in there. That's how we know.
Or Wiley's number.
Even better.
Wiley doesn't care if we give his number out.
It's 404. That's the thing. I don't know anybody's number anymore because we don't ever need to know them. They're just in your phone.
I know a few people's.
I don't know yours, Bob.
Yeah. Saying like family members.
Family members, yeah. Important people in your life. Dylan Lee trying to strike out the side here.
Yeah, even better. We'll have CJ give you a tour of the booth.
Yeah, because you probably won't be here.
CJ's dying to do it.
CJ will be back with us tomorrow. He's just getting the night off. He had to bake a lot of sourdough on Sunday. They came from all corners of Truist to get their bread and bagels.
Ah, come on.
I think you're getting greedy now.
Todd.
Todd Tishner. Painting was a gift, Todd. Taking it with me. Payoff pitch. Ooh. And a good one not to challenge on. That did miss. A message from Chevrolet.
Get into a 2026 Chevy Trax, starting at $23,495. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Painted on the outside corner here to Griffin Conine, who's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Game number 101 of Conine's MLB career here this evening. Conine had a nasty injury earlier this year, tore his left hamstring tendon in early April, had to have surgery. They didn't know how long he was going to be out, didn't return until June 21st, so he's still getting back into the swing of things.
Gosh, back in 17 or 18, I did the ACC tournament, and he was playing for Duke.
Really?
Yeah.
He spent a long time in the minors, too. About 600 games before getting the call-up. Hits this well, but Acuna able to adjust on the knuckleball and make the catch and send us to the bottom of the 8th. That's right. All you got to do is get that Gorilla Glue to the big cat.
Petey, his head fell off.
Sold my dead bird to a blind kid. You're watching Braves Vision, powered by Southern Company. The Braves offense again tonight, powered by the long ball. Ozzie, the solo shot in the second. Riley, long homer, 2-run shot to left center in the 7th. Vodnik, new acquisition for the Marlins, so this is his Marlins debut. Formerly with the Rockies, traded yesterday. The Marlins sent Connor Norby and a reliever back in that return. And here is Vodnik. ERA, again, pitching in Colorado, so you figured be up, but he's got a big arm.
You see it, 98, 99.
And Ramirez is now catching as well. Ronald hit it really well back in the 3rd inning. On a line out to left, but it was caught by Hernandez. So he's 0 for 3 tonight. Hits it well there, and this time he has something to show for it. Bobbled for a second, but Ronald's going to only get a single out of it.
That ball had some steam coming off it there.
Almost 100 miles per hour off his bat. Another good night for Olsen with a single and a double, 2 for 3.
Just looks on time on everything right now, doesn't he? Doesn't matter off speed.
That's going to be.
I think that hit.
Yeah, it did. It hit Matt Olson down around the ankle. And the Braves have 2 on here to start the bottom of the 8th. I just grazed him.
Yeah, right off his little pad.
Chance for the Braves to add on to this 3-0 lead. And if they do get a couple more runs, we'll see if they opt to go to Iglesias. Right now he warms.
How about you hit a home run right here, and then he can sit down, rest another day.
Yep. See how good Michael's been with runners on base this year. Remember, for Vodnik, this pitcher, he was drafted by the Braves out of high school in California back in 2018, 14th round, and then he was traded along with Tanner Gordon in exchange for Pierce Johnson back at the 23 deadline. That's how he got out to Colorado. And now just yesterday traded from the Rockies to the Marlins. And Vodnik struggling here in his first appearance with his new club. They're loaded. Pitching coach Daniel Moskis will stroll to the mound. Well, after that walk, the Braves also get Tyler Kinley up, so they're tracking along with us here in the booth.
Well, I think they just told Iglesias, tranquilo, which means chill out. It's like anything. As much rest as you can give them when you give this and that long 17-game stretch, you'll take it.
Infield creeps in for Miami. With a win tonight, it'll be 6 straight victories for the Braves. That would match their season best. They also won 6 straight back in April. They're in a good spot to get that 6th win in a row here right now. Vodnik 1-1. Ozzie letting out a little bit of a scream after that one. George Poulos immediately out there.
It never hits that pad, I'm telling you.
Right off the top of the foot. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The one part the pad's not there, right off that ankle bone.
As he did something similar against the Nationals. Cunha kisses it for him.
I was like, just get back to third and tag if it's fly ball.
Waiting to see his reaction. A little bit of a wince there on the swing as he puts that weight on the front foot.
Usually they come back with that same pitch.
Thankfully that did not hit off his foot.
The 93-mile-per-hour changeup.
Yeah. off the 100-mile-per-hour heater he just saw. Boy, 3 very similar outcomes there on 3 different pitches.
But this is what I talked about when Ozzy's able to just foul stuff off that you keep fighting and you wait for him to make a mistake. Something you can put in the outfield to get that extra run in. Yeah, finally got him.
Slider. But that's just the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. Marketing just reached out to Gretchen. They're in for our idea with the big cat bobblehead and a golden ticket.
We're going to put a golden ticket. So
it's happening.
When you come. What's the date?
What was it, Gretchen? 9th, 10th? 14th.
The Friday night versus the D-backs. Snakes.
This gets by the catcher. And Acuna's going to score easily.
Boom.
4-0.
And that's one way to get one insurance run there.
A wild pitch, and Bonding struggling here in his Marlins debut. Bouncer to third. That's not going to get another run home. So 2 down, and well, a chance for Lane Thomas here.
Yeah, I would think right now, if this game stays 4-0, Iglesias is probably coming in the ball game with warmed. If Lane Thomas gets a knock right here and gives a 6-0 lead, probably see Kenley.
Both guys getting hot. His first at bat as a Brave last inning, he reached on the air and then came in to score on the Riley 2-run homer. Braves do have a challenge. Thomas not going to go after it there. 1-2.
Come on, get your first knock and a couple ribbies here.
Just came over yesterday from the Royals. Bouncer to third. This one is going to go foul. He was in his first season with the Royals, was Lane Thomas. Braves fans probably remember him from his few years with the Washington Nationals. His best year came with the Nats in 23 when he hit 28 homers. Shallow out to right. The Braves will just get one. It is 4-0 as we go to the 9th. As we go to the 9th, we take a look at our Car Shield defensive plays of the game.
Yeah, a couple of these right here. Just hot shots right to Matt. He's so good at coming forward, giving Jarvis a great throwing lane. Grant Holmes got over on the other one here. Another big double play. 3 of them turned tonight for the Braves.
As you speculated, Frenchie, with just the 4-0 lead, even though it's not a safe situation, it will be Iglesias. Iggy facing 3-4-5 in the order, starting with Otto Lopez. As you would expect with that strong season he has had, he was an all-star. First time he was named to the all-star team this year, and obviously Iglesias was too. So a couple of all-star teammates here. And that's going to bounce up and over the short wall, and Lopez continuing his strong season with a ground rule double.
I'm telling you, man, all that guy does is get hits. He just pulls those hands in. That one got off the end of the bat a little bit.
Yeah, right now in the NL, neck and neck between Lopez and Luis Arraez for the batting title. First pitch skied by Casey. Dubon waits and takes.
Tell you, all the distractions of the trade deadline and everything, Walt's got to be pleased to see the guys come out and play this style of game tonight. The 3 double plays we showed.
The efficiency of Holmes and the non-reliance on that slider tonight, also a great sign.
A big difference.
Ozzie and Riley with homers. Little insurance run there in the 8th, all adding up to a 4-0 lead right now. Similar score for the Phillies. They just finished 5-0. They blanked the Nats. So the Nats, after getting swept here 4 games in Atlanta, have lost now the first 2 there in Philly. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hernandez.
Got a challenge.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter's challenging.
That hit the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, batter's going to be wrong.
But they've got both.
Pitch is a strike. Miami has 1 remaining.
And now down to 1.
Yeah, that's when you use them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, take them with you.
Payoff pitch for Iglesias. That one missed low. So 2 on here with 1 out. Marcy hit into one of those double plays back in the 2nd. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Line drive, base hit. They're going to hold the runner at 3rd. No reason to risk that if you're the Marlins. And now the bases are loaded, so that will bring the potential tying run to the plate here.
You know, Brandon, sometimes you wonder, it's so tough, right? You're down there in the bullpen, bases loaded, Ozzie coming up, and you're thinking, oh, we'll have a couple runs here. And I know you can sit there and say at home, well, it should change what you do, but just the mindset of how you come into the ball game, you have to bear down now.
Leo Jimenez. Mentioned it earlier, but he's really been a bench piece for him this year. That one got him good down around the left ankle. Jimenez is feeling that. Ooh. The inside of that foot.
third person that's gone down tonight.
Saw Ozzie down on the ground for a while last inning. Thankfully, he's okay. They're going to help Jimenez up here. That series down in Miami, that's the one time he was on the injured list earlier this year when the Braves played down there. He got hurt in a collision with Acuna on a slide at third base down at Lone Depot Park. Missed a couple of weeks with a concussion. But here he says he's okay. And he singles through the left side. And it is going to be 4-2.
Kind of, you'd like to see that 0-2 pitch lower, right? that one found the strike zone.
We're going to have a pinch hitter. Well, a discussion here. And that also gets Medeiros up. You've got the tying run down at first. You've got Ramirez at the plate, the catcher. Ramirez was the guy that they recalled today after the Liam Hicks trade. He's only played in 31 games this year. When he was struggling earlier this season, they put him in AAA. But if you remember what he did last season, he had 21 homers. That led all National League rookies. So he's got a big bat. Iglesias starts it with a slider, 0-1. Edwards running down there at first base now. You get a little bit more speed. Ramirez puts it in the air left field. This should be easy for Dubon. And there is your second out.
That's a big one right there.
So that's part of the exhale.
Yeah, right.
But you still got to get one more. Ninth batter in the order, Javier Sanoa.
And this is the guy you want right here, right? You don't want to mess with Stowers on deck.
On the corner. Each team has a challenge left. Same spot, 0-2. And Sanoa's going to go ahead, challenge it.
The pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging.
Get a look brought to you by T-Mobile.
Pitch is a strike. Miami is out of challenges.
Two on, two out, 0-2 pitch in a two-run game. Throw to third. Oh, they got him to end the game.
Miami's challenging the out call at third base.
Now, of course, Miami's going to challenge because why wouldn't you? But it looked like they got him. Marcy, the runner.
The throw definitely beat him there. It's a matter of if Austin got the tag on. Oh, yeah. I think he got it initially the first time right here.
He's out.
Yeah.
No question. Ball game over.
Runner's out. Game is over.
Wow. The Marlins with a big roll of the dice, and it does not pay off. And the Braves have won 6 in a row, matching their longest win streak of the season. We'll be back in a moment.
Braves win their 6th in a row and take game 1 of 3 against the Miami Marlins. Now joined by Austin Riley. Austin, a home run for you tonight kind of gave you guys some breathing room. Can you take me through that at bat?
For me, it was like, a little late on the fastball away, and then he threw me the changeup away, and Tim said, don't let him flip the curveball in there, and I saw it pop, was able to put a good swing on it. Pitching did great tonight. Coming off an off day, it was a really good win.
How about Grant Holmes? I know he's been working on a lot of things between starts. For it to come together for him tonight, I mean, how happy are you for him?
Yeah, that was awesome. I thought he pounded the zone. The curveball slider, was really good. He tagged, and I know he's been working really hard, and good to see results right there.
So a 6-game win streak, and 4 of those 6, your starters have gone at least 6. And I know that's a group that knows they want to get deeper into games. That was a point of pride for them. I mean, how helpful is it to have those guys go deep?
Oh, it's huge. It takes our bullpen has been a workhorse this season for us, and give them a little breather has been great. Like I said, our starters have done an unbelievable job here down the stretch, and hopefully it could continue to do that.
Hey, nice tag there at the end.
Yep, appreciate it.
That was fun. Thanks, Austin. All right, Braves take game 1 of the 3-game series. Brandon and Jeff will be back when we return to wrap it up. But the Braves win. That's 6 in a row, folks.